It can happen in an instant. The police make a split-second decision to give chase, a young driver high on adrenaline takes a crazy risk, and an unsuspecting motorist strays right into the middle of it all with tragic consequences. A quarter of all those who die in police pursuits aren't hoons. They're ordinary people who find themselves in the wrong place at the wrong time. Without a doubt, it's a tough call for the officers involved. Do they let suspected criminals speed away, or do they chase them down at all costs? For the shattered families left behind, there's only one answer. No crime is worth the risk to innocent lives. There's nothing quite so brutal, confronting, so final as a head-on collision at high speed.
There's been a huge accident westbound on the Princess Freeway between...
In one car, a couple on an early morning drive. In the other, a man fleeing police. Both drivers died instantly. And trapped in the wreckage, next to her husband Jason, was Rhiannon Govan.
I regained consciousness in the car, and there was just people everywhere. And I started screaming. As I turned around, I saw Jason. I knew he was gone.
Jason was 26 when he died that morning in January this year. He and Rhiannon had only been married for 2 years. And 18-month-old son Aidan was their entire world. They were a very happy, young family.
I'm just grateful that Aidan wasn't in the car, because he'd be gone too. Aidan is now my reminder of Jason.
With multiple fractures, deep lacerations and torn tendons, Rhiannon was in hospital for months.
Right, 5 more.
Yeah.
Still wheelchair bound, she now needs rehabilitation to regain her independence.
Alright, that's good.
So right now, you still can't walk?
No.
You can't pick up your son?
No.
You can't wash yourself?
No.
You're incapacitated?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a great helper.
Good boy.
But Rhiannon's physical pain is nothing to the anger she feels. Devastated, her husband was the innocent victim of a police pursuit. It is really difficult to watch somebody going through the amount of grief you're suffering, but clearly you feel very, very strongly about this issue.
Yeah. I don't want anybody else to go through this. It's just the worst thing that could ever possibly happen. Something really needs to be done to protect everybody on the roads.
It happens far too often. Just here in Victoria, 6 people died in police pursuits from December to January this year. Do you, in your position, say what is going on, what has gone wrong?
Yes, I sit back and I reflect, I seek advice, I seek counsel and guidance from people.
Victoria's Deputy Police Commissioner Kieran Walsh is sympathetic but adamant pursuits must continue.
What's the consequences if we had a no pursuit policy? All we're doing then is sort of saying to the criminal element, the negligent and unruly driver element, you can do what you like on the roads, the police aren't going to intercept you.
But late last month, a police intercept went too far for many when they ordered a dozen motorists, including this driver, to form a roadblock on the freeway to stop a man they were chasing at speeds up to 200 kilometres an hour. He did plough into the roadblock. Luckily, no one was killed.
Without trying to deflect the responsibility of Victoria Police and the responsibility of our members. It's the driver who takes the decision to take flight.
I accept that those drivers have made the decision to speed, but do you accept that the decision by police to chase them makes them go faster, makes them take greater risks?
In some circumstances, that may well be the case. I understand that. But again, where's our responsibility to the community here? Where's our responsibility to other road users?
Is there any place for police chases in your view?
No. There has to be another alternative. There has to be, because people are dying on the roads for no reason.
It was the 21st of January this year, and Jason and Rhiannon were out enjoying a weekend drive, their first without baby Aiden. But nearby, here in Morwell, 2 hours east of Melbourne, events were unfolding that would destroy this unsuspecting family in an instant. Police pull over a driver, allegedly for speeding, but when they approach the high-powered V8, the driver takes off, and they give chase. As required, the police call in the chase to their incident controller.
He's just entered the freeway westbound on the wrong side. I'm doing 150. He's pulling away from me.
But as the driver crosses to the wrong side of the road and accelerates away, the police are told to terminate their chase.
He's on the wrong side. Terminate pursuit. All right, terminate pursuit, please.
They stop the chase, but less than a minute later, there's terrible news.
There's been a huge accident westbound on the Princess Freeway between Morwell and Maui.
The man police were chasing had escaped down the Princess Freeway in the wrong direction, narrowly missing oncoming traffic. Rhiannon and Jason weren't so lucky. When the two cars reached a blind hill, they were closing in at more than 250 kilometres an hour. There was no time for Jason to react.
The police rang me Saturday morning. He did say it was a head-on. He was just speeding, it was a police chase, and then he hit the kids.
Rhiannon's parents, Rhonda and Rob Thomas, were looking after Aiden that weekend, happy to give Jason and Rhiannon some time away.
Hey, Mum, Nan.
What sort of a couple were they?
Oh, very passionate, very mushy. But yeah, great mates.
Is this all a bit too hard?
It's just a show.
The way the accident happened, does that also contribute to your grief?
I would say it is. Because it just out of the blue, something that, if Jason went to sleep and did it, well, it's in his hands. But when it's taken out of your hands and just innocent bystander, I think it is, yeah.
And it was heartbreaking at the funeral to watch my mother crying at the casket and my father saying that he'd give anything to swap places with my brother.
It was Marie's brother who ploughed into Jason and Rhiannon's car that morning. No matter the circumstance of his death, he too has a shattered family grieving his loss. Do you think your brother is responsible in any way?
No.
So that decision to go down the ramp the wrong way, to travel up the highway the wrong way...
I think that shows that he was panicked and in fear.
He's not at all accountable for that.
I don't think so.
We'll never know why Marie's brother fled police, and a coronial inquest is yet to find out why police chased him, when it's claimed they knew who he was and where he lived. When that decision was made, by your brother to flee and by the police to chase, who do you hold responsible for that accident?
The police. They need to be held accountable for the deaths of two people. That morning, 2 people lost their lives, and there's nothing that anybody could ever say or do that could justify that outcome.
I blame the person who was running, but I do believe that the police do have a hand in this because they gave him the adrenaline to run.
In this case, where this man was well known to police, he had a personalised number plate, was it necessary for police to chase him?
The members' decisions, the activities that took place, all that will be tested in the coronial inquiry. It's a tragic outcome. It really is.
They've smashed the car off the road.
There are at least 10 police pursuits a day across the country. Police say it's the hardest and quickest decision they have to make. And it's the same around the world, particularly in the US, where each year thousands are killed or injured in high-speed pursuits like this. No one wants it to end this way, and so police are turning to alternatives. In the US, civilian versions of the military drone are in use. These eyes in the sky safely track offenders from kilometres away and can stay in the air for up to 24 hours at a time, at a fraction of the cost of a chopper.
Car number 657 in pursuit of a blue Ford Falcon.
In Australia, police are considering a system where they can broadcast on all radio frequencies, warning drivers in the area of a pursuit in progress.
Police pursuit in progress. Please clear the roadway.
64% of pursuits last 3 minutes or less. It's very, very difficult to look at other opportunities. But that doesn't mean to say that we're not looking.
No one is more desperate for those alternatives than the families of those who've died as a result of police pursuits.
My heart absolutely breaks for Rhiannon and for the little boy as well. So yeah, it shouldn't have happened. The accident should not have happened. And my hope is that no other family has to follow in our footsteps, that nobody else loses somebody that they love and that they care about as a result of a police pursuit.
Come on, ready, go! Whoa! Full mark. Hey!
And isn't he a great motivation to get out of this chair?
He is.
To get better.
He is a very, very good motivator. Get up, and I'll have to start chasing him around soon, so...
Rhiannon desperately wants to hold Aidan, just as she wants her old life back. But as a widow, at just 29, all she can do for now is grieve.
3.
Are you expected to heal completely?
Yes.
So your body will get better?
Yeah.
What about your heart?
Never. My soul is now inside out. I lost everything. I'd do anything to have him back.